Please put your hands together for Charles and Sergio!
How's everybody doing?
Yeah!
I'm gonna try to stick to my notes so I don't get you guys all bored. So basically, my name is Sergio. This is Charles Silva. My name is Sergio Molina. I'm a Canada Post employee. I've been a letter carrier for 4 years. I love my job. But after the mandates, basically, this has all gone south, right? So at this point, yesterday was our last day. We were suspended. We were suspended because we decided to keep our medical decisions private. Since the beginning, our message has been simple. We're about medical privacy and about freedom of choice when it comes to medical procedures. If you know any Canada Post employee that resonates with this message, you want to send them to the webpage postiesforfreedom.ca. Again, postiesforfreedom.ca. Right? There's gonna be 3 questions. I'm gonna try to be brief. There's 3 questions that I'm gonna be answering. Why did I decide to speak up? Why are so many people silent? And what I think is the main thing that we should all be doing. Right? So the first thing, why did I decide to speak up? First, because I am a Christian. I am a Bible-believing Christian. And Matthew 22 says that we should love the Lord our God with all of our hearts, with all of our souls, with all of our minds, and that you should love your neighbor as yourself. That's as basic as it gets. The main thing. But that's a very difficult challenge for humans. It's counterproductive. Sorry, the word escaped my head. So it's counterintuitive because there's a spiritual battle between evil and good, right? That's the real problem. It's a battle between evil and good. So it's easier for people not to do anything. It's easier for people to shrug their shoulders and be like, oh, it's not my problem. They're asking me to do something, right? The supervisors, the superintendents, the building managers, they're saying, hey, it's not my fault. It's the corporation that is asking us to do this. So what is happening, the responsibility keeps climbing up. Right? Let me try to stick to my message because I can go for very long. Right? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that what's been happening for the past 20 months has nothing to do with our health. It's about control. We're losing our freedoms. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to go into the debate of how good the vaccines are. You know what? If people want to go for those vaccines, by all means, go for it. We support you. But the problem is when people lose the freedom to choose. We try to approach our co-workers and we tell them, listen, if we lose this battle, it means that in the future, when we're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th booster, you're not going to be able to reject it. That's a problem. That's the main message that I've been saying from the beginning. If people don't have the freedom to reject it, they're going to be in trouble. So in reality, we want to come with a very loving attitude. We're doing this. We need to reject the division that the media and the politicians are trying to put upon us. This is not unvaccinated against vaccinated. This is about humanity. We are doing this for those people that do not understand the issue, because the implications will be terrible if we lose the opportunity to choose, right? I go to my other question. Why are so many people silent? Because people love their comfort, they love their status, and they love their money. I would say that people actually worship these things. They worship their positions. A lot of the reasons that people use to say why they took it, because I want to travel. Because I want to keep my house. But if you understand where these things are taking us, they're going to come after everything. We're seeing in other nations, they take away your freedom. They basically treat you like you're a threat to society, and they're going to say you don't have access to your bank accounts. That's the problem. So you might want to roll your sleeve to try to keep something but ultimately they're gonna take everything from you. That's not the solution. You're not gonna comply yourself into freedom. That's never gonna happen.
Amen. Amen, brother. Freedom!
2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people were to call by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear it from heaven and I will forgive their sin and I will heal the land. The reality is not that we have to show them and explain to them to perfection so that people wake up. We're dealing with the fact that people love their things more than God and more than their fellow humans. We need a miracle. We need people to repent and understand that we need to first love God and love our neighbor. We need to cry out to God for mercy upon this land. That people will repent and that they will do the right thing. There's someone that came 2,000 years ago that came and died for us. We did not deserve it. I am a sinner. I was the worst of all of them. And God had mercy upon me. And that's why, if you're a Christian, and it's so sad to see like so many Christians are just quiet because they're scared. They don't want to speak and they don't want to lose their comfort too. They don't want to be labeled. The first thing that I had to overcome the fear of being labeled an anti-vaxxer, anti-science, anti-this, anti-that. That's the simple reason why a lot of people don't talk. Unless people are willing to be ostracized, name called, and perhaps even lose their employment, we're not going to get out of this. So we need a miracle. Charles and I, we're not going to save you. Rocco is not going to save you. The top lawyers are not going to save us. It would have to be a change of mindset at the complete society for these things to change. So may God have mercy upon us. And because I stood, this has been, it has come at a great cost. It has been really difficult. But at the same time, I got in the opportunity to meet like-minded individuals. I never been so connected with my co-workers than in the past 2 months. Buddies like Charles, it's so amazing. We get together, we drink a coffee, and we have the best conversations that I never had in 4 years at Canada Post. So if they want to do something so evil as fire us, I think it's worth it because I met some amazing people. May God have mercy upon this nation and may God help us to push through this battle. Love you, everyone.
Thank you, Serg. Was that awesome word or what? Right? It's very powerful what he was saying, you know, and like what Serg was saying, we have never been so connected like we are now. A thing that is amazing is that even though they're trying to separate us, it's actually doing the opposite effect. I think this is actually drawing people together. It is drawing like-minded people together, and they are inadvertently creating an army of people that are awake, that can see what is going on, that can see through the darkness, that can see through the lies, can see through what the media is saying, right? Now we, as postal workers, we have been delivering the mail. We have been in operations since the beginning, just like the frontline workers, all right? We have been working through the entire time. Nothing has changed. Operations have never shut down. We have been constantly going to our communities. We have been in the streets. Nobody has dropped dead on our postal routes. You know, I'm sure sometimes, you know, all of you, I'm sure have been receiving your mail. Nothing has changed. So the science that the government and the media is telling all of us is very obvious now. That the fact that Serg and I, the fact that all of you people are standing here can clearly see that we are not dying, that things are not as what they say. This is fear-mongering. What pandemic needs propaganda told to us 24/7? I do not see people dying in the streets, do you? I do not see, why do I not see the homeless people dropping dead? They are not distancing, they are not masking. Somebody just said they don't have TV. That's a very good point, right? Turn off the TV. Why are the Amish who don't even watch TV, who are not connected to the government, they have defeated this already. Why are countries like India, like Japan, like other places that are using the swear word of medicine now? The government, I think they're afraid of this word right now. They are COVID free because they are using a cheap medicine. So we as postal workers are being told now, and of course many jobs as well, that we cannot work now because of not taking this vaccine, or because we don't want to give up our medical status, our medical freedom. We are, like what Serg said earlier, we are all about choice. If people choose to take that, it is their choice. If people choose to wear a mask, that is their choice. We are not anti-vaxxers, we are not anti-maskers. That is to create segregation. We are not about segregation, we are about congregation. We are about coming together. We are about unity, right? And this is what I believe the powers that be, our government, are afraid of. They are afraid of us uniting. They are afraid of vaxxed and unvaxxed, masked or unmasked, uniting and realizing what is actually going on here. And like I said before, in our job, nothing has changed, okay? We have been working the entire time, and now, come Friday, the past deadline, yesterday, the 26th, we are now officially on leave without pay.
Suspended.
We are suspended.
Don't call it leave without pay.
Right, yeah, exactly. We are to not sugarcoat it, we are on suspension now. And there are many federal workers, I'm sure there's other federal workers here, there are people from other jobs here that are under the same gun, that we are being put on suspension for no reason. We are healthy. We have some of us have even had COVID and are still here standing. And again, there is no difference here. So we are trying to say to Trudeau, to Ford, to Tam, where is your proof? Yeah. Where is the evidence? Why is it that if I have to take an experimental poison into my body as the only solution, you need to prove to me that this is the only way to get out of this? Because like I said, we have been distancing, we have been wearing masks, nobody has dropped dead on our postal routes, no customer has got sick from any of us, no fellow postal worker of mine, no colleague of mine has got sick from me. So where is the proof? Now, many people have probably heard of something called the BFOR, which is called the bona fide occupational reason. Now, this is something that actually came from the Supreme Court of Canada, which states that for a company to force something like this, to say that taking this jab is the only way back to your job, to doing your job, they have to actually prove, they need to take your job and break it down task by task and show you, give you a detailed risk versus benefit analysis of every single task of your job to show you there is proof that there is a risk that you need to take this jab. But if there's other ways to mitigate those risks, then they don't need to force this jab on us. So we have been distancing, we have been masking, we have clearly shown, we are living proof that the measures that they are taking to tell us that we have to take this jab now is completely false. So that's why we are saying, show us the proof, Justin Trudeau. Show us the proof, Doug Ford. Show us the proof, Canada Post. Show us the proof. All of our companies need to show us the proof. It is actually on them. The onus is on our companies to show us the proof that taking the jab is the only reason, is the only way to keep our jobs. But they're just not doing that. It's actually not enough for them to say that, oh, you're a menace to society or you're a danger to society. It is not enough for them to say that. They need to give us the proof, and that's what we need to demand. So come Monday, we are going back to work. We are trying to walk back in there. We're going to see what happens. So I thank you. We are going to see what they do. Because again, another thing that they're doing, which many of us know that they are doing, is illegal. I love the fact, I'm so happy to be around, I'm honored to be around people that are like-minded, that can critically think, that can ask questions, that can do research. You know, this is, like Serg was saying, I've never known more about my body or never known more about the laws than I do now, right? This has caused us to wake up. This has caused us to look into the lies that the government is telling us. Am I right? Yeah. Am I right? This is causing us to wake up. This is causing people to see that they have rights. Canadians need to know their rights, and this is the only reason this has gone this far. because our government is taking advantage of the fact that Canadians are innocently ignorant of their rights. Canadians, by nature, we're very loving people, we're very calm, we're very welcoming, we're very kind, we're very inclusive, and those are all good things. My family came to Canada a very long time ago. We came from Sri Lanka way back in the 60s. I'm a first-generation Canadian. We came here because we love this country. We came here to be Canadian. And now, the very freedoms that we came here for are being taken away. And many people have come to this country because they want freedom, because they want opportunity, because they want a better life. This is what this country has always been about. We have always been about freedom. We have always been about choice, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of sexual orientation. You name it, this has always been the land of the free. Right? Is it not? We are the land of the free. That is what Canada has always stood for. It doesn't matter what you believe. As long as we are not hurting one another, as long as we are loving our fellow brother and sister, that is what Canada has always been about. Right? And so I just thank Lamont and the Line and all of you for giving us the opportunity to speak. We are hopeful that this will come down. I personally believe it is. Maybe I sound crazy. I am hoping that our postal service will call us back. Just so you know, Canada Post is one of the biggest employers in this country. Canada Post employs about 60,000 of us. And from what we know, there are at least 20% of postal workers that have refused to take the jab, that have refused to attest. Okay? Now that is a very good thing. So the way we see it, Canada Post is shooting themselves in the foot if they send us home. Their busiest time is starting this week. Black Friday has just happened. So guess what we're going to be doing? Usually, our depots are full of parcels now. Our plants are processing parcels like crazy. So come Monday, now we're not allowed to enter the building. They told us that our key cards, our ID cards, are basically canceled. We can't open the doors now with our key cards. We're going to be told by our supervisors that we can't enter the building on Monday because all of a sudden, after all this time, even though we've been working all this time, now we're all of a sudden a threat to our co-workers who are vaccinated. So it makes no sense. You can clearly see that it's a delusion. And again, we don't knock anybody for their beliefs, but it's very clear to see that this is not science. They have taken people. They have drawn them out of reality and pulled them into a false reality with the propaganda. That's actually what fear does. Fear actually causes you to detach from reality. The moment you start giving into fear, you cannot see reality for what it is. People need to attach, to plug into reality again and start seeing with their own eyes, start using their senses, start questioning, and start seeing life and start living life. Start living your life, start living it for the way our Creator meant us to live it.
Yep.
All right? Thank you. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you.
These guys are amazing.